And Bob. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, lovely. Sweet child of mine.
Fucking boy.
Oh, yeah, it's a bunter. He'd be 40.
My brother Bob, my mate Owen, and myself managed to capitalise on the extra holiday that we had a few days ago. We headed out early on the Swan River. We were just following the birds and looking out for little bust-ups. It was about 20 minutes and then we were on. Big shout out to Jeff and Owen for supplying the boat. It felt like a big chunk. I soon realised I'd probably fouled him up and I got a bit excited. You could still tell he was going to be a good Tailor. And from the last trip I was out on the kayak, they were all decent size as well for this early in the season. Great signs. I just had 2 rods out the back. One with a 2 to 4 kilo rod, which I think was about 7 foot, with my 3000 Nasky with 10 pound braid. And then I had my other really light rod, which was the 1 to 3 kilo Veritas. And I had my 2500 Stratic with 4 pound braid on it. I think I had 8 pound leader on the 4 pound and then 20 pound leader on the 10 pound, just from when I was chasing Tailor down the beach the other day. I had the bigger 90mm double clutch, the old classic, on the heavier setup, and the Zipbait Rigge in 70 on the 1 to 3 kilo rod. The Rigge won the day by about 5 to 6 fish. Both great lures though.
Hey, beautiful. Lovely Tailor.
Decent size to start with. There you go, hooked in the guts as well. That's why it was a bit of a pain to drag in.
Straight away.
We're trolling around 4 to 5 knots. I think 4.5 was the hot spot for us.
You want to go, mate? All good. Yeah.
When I'm trolling the lure behind, I don't have the drag up too tight. I'm basically want the fish to be able to hit it and take a line while we're still moving along in the boat without snapping the 4 pound line. I'll nip it up as I bring it in. There's no structure around, so you can take your time, and you don't want to pull these small little hooks. So this is on the Zipbait Rigge, so what I would usually do is have lighter drag and sharper hooks.
Perfect. This thing is 5th or 6th fish. Yep. You reckon? Zipbait, mate.
They were basically coming in one after the other. We'd be trolling for a little bit, and then with the other rod we'd start casting around at the same time. Here's me being bossy and telling people what to do, like usual. Old mate wouldn't let go of the net. Oh, Bobby was on again. the troll on these lures probably about ranging from sort of 20 to 30 metres behind the boat. The Rigge was the deep Rigge as well, so it probably would have been diving down about 2 to 3 metres or so. Where the double clutch sort of dives around that sort of 1 to 2 metres.
Zip up the drag a bit if you want. Oh, I'm on two. Double hook up. Oh man. Pull it, just pull it.
There we go.
The boat.
While winding in the other lure, we got another one.
I didn't even get the time to get the camera right. Just undo your bailer, mate. Oh, the Zipbait. Double hook up. Oh no. Oh, that's all good. That is a mess that I just made there.
While I'm reeling him in, I'm holding the rod down low. I'm basically holding it towards the water. This stops him, I guess, jumping out and flying around while you're trying to drag him in. Doesn't really matter when we're catching fish like this, but if you only get one hook up for a day, you don't want to lose it.
That's the second double in of the day. They're a bit smaller than the other ones. What's that?
The reel sounds like it's screaming when you first hook up, but you've got to remember you've got the momentum of the boat as well. So you've got to take that into account before you rip up your drag too tight too. When the boat stops, you can start tightening up more and more as you bring the fish in. You don't want to bring them in too green though, because then they just start smashing and flying around and you end up with a treble in your finger. It's not too bad to go fishing in the heart of the city with barely a few boats around on the water, smashing fish all day. Gotta love Perth sometimes. We just kept a couple each and all the rest were released. It was one of those mornings where they were biting all different areas around the river.
Yeah, he went through my fingernail.
Bloody bastard. After a while we got a bit bored and chucked on the big dog lures. This was a 170mm CID slim. I put this in one of my videos a year or two ago, saying that I could catch Tailor in the Swan with it, and I got a few comments which were from a couple of haters as usual. So this is proof.
Oh yeah. Big ass lure as well. Oh, he's alright. He's alright. Lovely. That's
the one of the
the
day.
one of the day on the big lure. Shit, he'll be alright.
Cracking day in this one. For more Swan River, Tailor and Perth Metro videos, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment section.